You've no doubt heard about a witch's curse, but do you understand what it is? What I'm about to tell you is a true story. It happened many years ago, when I was much younger. I'd been invited to a party.
Hey, if you want to meet some people, you should come to this party with me tonight.
Okay. Where is it?
It's at a big house, out of town a few miles. I'll pick you up and take you, if you want.
Okay, why not?
So, we went to the party. Only, when we arrived, and the front door opened, I quickly realized it was a witch's coven.
I think I'll head home. This really isn't my cup of tea.
What's wrong? It's all good, and there's nothing to fear. I'm a white witch, and it's not at all like in the movies, you know.
Well, I wasn't sure about it, to say the least, but then I heard a voice, like a whisper in my ear. It said, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil." So I entered the house, and as I stepped across the threshold of the front door, I was suddenly surrounded in bright white light. I looked around the room. There was a roaring fire in the open fireplace on the far wall, and in an armchair, next to it, was a woman sitting proudly, like a queen. Again, the voice whispered in my ear, and he told me that he wanted me to sit on a cushion on the floor, between the head witch and the fireplace, and not say a word. That wasn't hard, as my mouth was somehow sealed shut anyway, and I couldn't speak. So I sat between the head witch and the fire, and witches and warlocks would come up to me and tell me about their powers. But I couldn't speak, and saw the bright light all around me. So all I could do was smile and nod politely. After about an hour, while the night was still young, all the guests had left, and the head witch turned to me and scowled.
Look at what you've done.
Lady, I didn't do anything.
You must have done something. For everyone to leave like this.
She couldn't understand that it wasn't me at all, but the presence of the Holy Spirit. The next day, I found out that all the witches and warlocks thought I was some kind of white wizard, and so, that evening, I decided to pay a visit to the head witch, and set her straight.
You really must understand that I did absolutely nothing last night. It was Christ who sent the Holy Spirit, so I could tell you this. John 1:5, and the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not comprehend it. And, John 3:19, and this is the condemnation, that the light has come into the world, and men loved darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil.
Whatever. I hear the local policeman wants you, out of town?
How'd you know about that? He only visited me this morning and told me that. I couldn't get him to see a reason. It's like the Wild West around here.
I could put a curse on him, if you like.
Ha. No thanks, but out of interest, how do you put a curse on someone?
You just project negative thoughts onto them, and keep doing it, until the power of it takes hold. Quite simple really.
It was then that the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, "You see, this is witchcraft. Projecting negative thoughts onto others, and people everywhere, do it every day, and don't realize what they're doing." All I can say is that God taught me a powerful lesson. When I was a child, I was taught that if you can't say something good about someone, don't say anything at all. But God has taught me, if you can't think anything good about someone, don't think anything at all. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my testimony, and remember what Jesus said, "I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life."